All right, what up? What it do? Welcome back to some more of this. This is the stream where I am cataloging and curating my movie collection. We're on the last little bit of shelf or case number 2, and then we'll move into the third bookcase, which isn't entirely full with movies. So this part before we pick the 31 for 31 movie should go by hopefully pretty quick. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you want to catch any of these live, you can head over to twitch.tv/themix/ press that follow button, turn on the little bell notification. You'll be notified anytime I go live. If you're watching this on Twitch, what's up? Thank you for being here, and there's links to stuff down below. Any bedoozle. Let's get this shindig started, shall we? We're going to start off with Rescue Dawn, directed by Werner Herzog, starring Christian Bale, Steven Zahn. Really good Vietnam movie about being like a prisoner of war. Really good. Where is 2006? Haven't seen it in a while though, but it is good. Okay, just a Blu-ray. Can't imagine there's like a okay, I was like, I can't imagine there's like crazy special features on this thing, but you never know. The Rescuers and Rescuers Down Under. Really enjoy Down Under. I think The Rescuers is pretty good, but I really like Down Under. I thought Down Under is probably the best of the Disney sequels, in my opinion. (1977) and then 1990. So quite a okay. It's a 3-disc set. Huh. Both DVDs are on their own. I didn't realize it was a combo like that. 3 30th and 2 movie collection. And then we got Rescuers. How is that titled over here? Just Down Under. Okay. I personally like Down Under more. I think what was his name? McCready, the villain, is one of the better like Disney villains. He was really good. What was his name? McLeach. That was his name. McLeach. Really good villain. Can we see him? There he is. Yep, I like Down Under more than the original. Also did not mean to close out of IMDb. I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to label it the Rescuers 2 movie collection. And then let's see if there's any short films on this bad boy. Yeah, the 3 Blind Mouseketeers. That looks like it's the only one. 3 Blind Mouseketeers. Is it just 3 blind? Yeah, no, it's the 3. Mouseketeers from 36. I think I've actually seen this before. Yeah. Yeah, I think I've seen this before. I'll label it as no, but I'm pretty sure I've seen this one before. On the Rescuers 2 movie collection release. Still like that. All right, we got Reservoir Dogs. Really, really good. I've been working with air quotations on a video on Reservoir Dogs and the video game Reservoir Dogs for a screen to console. I have like the entire script written. I have like I played through the entire game. I just haven't gotten some of the voice even recorded. I just haven't had time to like really edit and work on it. Probably gonna keep it on the back burner until the documentary's done. Then I'll come back to it. Rest Repo, speaking of documentaries, very, very good documentary about the I know I'm going to sound ignorant saying this. I can't remember if it's the Iraq or the Afghanistan war. Afghanistan in Korengal Valley. That's right, because the sequel's Korengal or something, right? Might just be called Korengal Valley, which I don't own. This movie is fantastic. If you've not seen Rest Repo, it is a National Geographic documentary, so it should be on... Is it Disney that has Nat Geo stuff? Whoever has Nat Geo stuff, it should be on there. I think this is 2010. I think it's 2008 actually. Okay, so no, it's 2010. But yeah, this is a very good documentary. Highlights a lot of the soldiers, a lot of the life during this war for the soldiers, and it's really good. Gave it a 9. That's probably true. I've seen it twice. I didn't mean to click on that dude's face. It's really good. Where's the sequel? Korengal. Korengal was not as good. I've heard Armadillo is really good too. These are a couple of like Hornet's Nest I've not seen yet. I don't know why these aren't in my watch list. But yeah, good stuff. I like Rest Repo. Resurrected. I've never seen this. I came across this, I think, at a Half Price Books, I want to say, and it seemed interesting. Also has a David Thewlis early performance, and it's Paul Greengrass. It's like one of the earlier Paul Greengrass films. If you don't know who Paul Greengrass is, he's the one who did Captain Phillips. He's done other stuff too, but that's like probably the most notable one, and honestly the only one I can remember off the top of my head. But I know I've seen a couple Paul Greengrass. All right, I'll just look it up. What all has Paul Greengrass done? Oh, he did United 93. Yeah, United 93 is good. I guess he did Bourne Ultimatum. Captain Phillips. I guess those are like the only movies I've seen of his. Well then. Yeah, I thought this movie looked good. I guess he's not done a whole lot. This is Twilight Time. Doesn't look like there's a lot of special features. But yeah, I haven't seen this one yet. Why did I... I was like, why did I write this as yes? I haven't seen this yet. And then I realized, oh, I'm not even the right place. 98. All right. Moving on. The Revenant, Leonardo DiCaprio finally winning his Oscar. This cool little like pop out case. This movie's great. If you've not seen The Revenant, do yourself a favor, sit down and give it a watch. Ooh, we got a receipt. What did I buy this trip? I just bought The Revenant. That's the only thing I bought that trip. Back in... Is there a date? There should be a date, right? There it is. March 19th of 2016. March 19th of 2016. I think The Revenant's fantastic. It's really, really good. Leonardo DiCaprio is great. Tom Hardy is also really, really good. Cinematography is beautiful. It's really well paced. Very good. 2015. That's what I thought. Really like The Revenant. Revolutionary Road. Speaking of DiCaprio, we're back to him. Directed by Sam Mendes. This movie is great and not good at the same time. It's great because it has an insane amount of absolutely amazing performances. It is a movie that 100% of it just drives off of. What year is this? 2009. It drives off of 2008. It drives off its performances. Michael Shannon's really good in it. Kate Winslet's really good in it. DiCaprio's great in it. Just a ton of great performances constantly in this movie. But the problem is that the story is not that great. Like it's just kind of meh. You know what I mean? I need to look something up real quick. It's like just pretty generic, pretty cheesy. Okay. I don't know what that was all about. Because it says A World Unseen. Okay, this is it. I'm not going to include this. It's just like a behind the scenes thing they're labeling as a documentary. And it's not feature length. It doesn't have to be feature length. I don't know. I'm just not going to include it. It doesn't seem like a thing. But anyway, yeah, Revolutionary Road. It's good. I give it an 8 out of 10, but I think it has some problems, and its problem is just kind of the cheesy story, the kind of like you can tell like this isn't a real story. This is a you know what I mean. This was just written by people. If that makes any sense. It has a very produced sense to it. If that makes any sense. Lacks a sense of realism, I guess. I don't know. It's good though. A lot of great performances. And if you want to see some really great performances, you should watch it. You should also watch Riders of Justice. This will be on my best of 2021 list whenever I get around to making that. This movie's fantastic, and it has the worst box art, I think, of all time because it is 100% misleading. Oop. If you look at this case, you'd be like, oh, this is like some kind of action-packed Mad Mikkelsen, however you say his name. I've heard both Mikkelsen, I've heard Mikkelsen. But if you look at it and you're like, Mads is like, you see it and you're like, oh yeah, this is gonna be like an action thrill ride. Even the back of it, it's not. This is a really drama-filled character study of trauma and how these different characters deal with this trauma. And yeah, the case is really misleading. It's good though. It's really good. The Righteous. This is another movie that will pop up on, is it 2021? All right, Arrow. I expected better from you. I expected you to have the information. Okay, it's 2021. Let me double check. This was a movie that really 2022. This will be on my 2022 list. This was a movie that really surprised me. We went into a half price. I mean, not a half price books. A Barnes and Noble while they're having their Criterion sale. A lot of the time when they have a Criterion sale, Arrow runs a sale alongside of really cool reversible artwork. Runs beside it, and a buddy of mine was like, man, I think you would really like this. And I was like, okay. So I decided to grab it, and we watched it, and I was floored by it. There's a lot of really good things going on in the movie. I think I did a short review of it. It's well shot, great performances. I like the story. I like the slow drip of mystery behind it. Just really good. Makes you question a lot of things. Yeah, I like it a lot. I think it's really, really good. Rigor Mortis. I've never seen an exorcism performed through kung fu before, and I haven't seen it since. I liked Rigor Mortis quite a bit when it came out. Haven't watched it since. I've only seen it the one time, but I would totally watch it again. I remember having a lot of fun with it. Like I said, yeah, it's kind of wild. It's a Chinese movie. I think it's Chinese, right? Cantonese. Cantonese Chinese? Because you have like Mandarin, Canton. Yeah, right? I'm pretty sure it's Chinese. But yeah, I like Rigor Mortis. I think it's good. Very interesting. I don't know if it's still an 8 out of 10, but very interesting take on the exorcism paranormal style. Okay. Yep. But yeah, I liked it. Would not mind watching it again, honestly. But yeah, I've never seen a kung fu exorcism before, and I gotta say, I thought it was fun. Up next is Riccio, the story of Ricky. This is a really fun, kind of so bad it's good popcorn movie. Uh, I don't know if this actually would fall into a so bad it's good, or if it just falls into just a really wacky experience. Because a lot of the time with like so bad they're good movies, they're not. It's just called Story of Ricky. I want to call it Riccio. A lot of the time when you have like so bad they're good movies, the reason why they're good is because they're unintentionally good because of how bad they are. I think this movie knew exactly what it was when it was being made, honestly. I mean, the title alone, Riccio, the story of Ricky, and like look at some of the images here. Like I think they knew exactly what they were doing when they made this movie. So I don't think it's a so bad it's good movie. I think it's just a good movie. The Warden. What else have I seen him in? Apparently nothing. Looks so familiar. Yeah, apparently nothing. But yeah, it's really good. Really, really fun. It's hilarious. Definitely recommend it. I got Ringu. I have not watched this yet. Um, I think I've seen it though. I can't remember. I honestly can't remember. I know I've seen the American version, but have I seen the original version from 1998? I have not rated it, so must not have. Yeah, I want to watch it at some point. I always thought the American versions were okay. You know, I always thought they were just kind of okay. Let's look around back here real quick. Make sure we're not missing something here. I know they did like a trilogy of Ringu movies. Arrow did, but I just bought the first one because one, I found it in store, and then two, um, I don't really care that much about sequels. This is a series that has spawned 1.5 million sequels, and I'm not that interested. I was like, I'll just start with the original. Oh, we'll go from there. Rise of the Guardians, a little bit underrated in DreamWorks lineup in my opinion. Had a stretch there. I'm tired, man. Yeah, in my opinion, it's a little bit underrated in DreamWorks lineup. It's really fun. It's like an all holiday movie, where like literally it's like all the holidays. Very unique in that sense, but it's also mainly like just a Christmas movie, right? Why is Rise of the Guardian so far to find? I don't think this movie did super duper well. 7.2 is not bad. I think it's a solid 7 out of 10. Yeah, it didn't break even in the U.S. Did worldwide, but not in the U.S. I liked it. Rise of the Machine Girls, cover this for 31 for 31. It's fun. It's really, really short. It flies by. And I really think the ending set piece is really good. Overall, I think it's like what I give it, a 6.5 out of 10. That sounds about right. Um, yeah, it's 80 minutes, kind of flies by, but I think that ending set piece is the ending set piece is what I think is the best part of it. I guess I could finish this. But yeah, not bad. The Road. Have not seen this in a while. A very good movie. Very depressing. I actually would like to read the book too at some point. Maybe I'll get the book in Audible. Listen to it at work some point. But yeah, it's good. I would not mind rewatching this sometime. I'm a huge fan of post-apocalypse stuff, end of the world stuff. Is it 2010? I didn't think The Road was 2010. I thought it was a little bit 2009. I was like, I thought it was like 2008, but yeah, it's really good. I'm gonna put this stuff up, and then we'll get some more stuff. This chair's getting squeaky. Take a sip of coffee here. All right, we're gonna have one of my favorite Robert Rodriguez's movies. This movie is out of print, hard to come by. It used to be very expensive on Blu-ray. I don't know if it still is, but that is Road Racers. I found this for the sticker on the front. I can't get off. It says $2.99. I need to replace the case, but I can't because the seal at the top is actually stuck to the insert, so I can't remove it without tearing apart the insert. But this was I picked this up at there's this flea market near me. One person sells movies for $2.99 a piece or 10 for 10. And I got it for 10 for 10. But I actually have this movie in another set. I think I still have that set. That was like 8 action movies or something like that I got a long time ago. And out of that whole set, this is the only movie I think was good. And I think this movie is fantastic. It is Robert Rodriguez making like an old school like diner movie, I guess, if you want to call it like that, about like street racers and like, old greaser gangs and stuff like that. And it's very good. Like Road Racers is really good. I personally think it's his best movie on multiple levels. I think it's his best in terms of like performances, direction, because it's just a good movie that doesn't rely on Machete. You know what I mean? Like Danny Trejo carries Machete. Like Machete's fun. It's good. It has some good moments, but like I think Road Racers is better. And also it's a TV movie of all things. But I would like to get this on Blu-ray at some point. I think it's fantastic. Robin Wright in Congress. I've not seen this in the Congress. It was also at the same booth where I got Road Racers. Just a Draft House Films release. I decided to grab it. I've not watched it yet. It's just called The Congress, right? Yeah. What year did you say it was? 2013. But yeah, not watched it yet. Draft House Films. All right. We have Robo Geisha. a entry into the J-exploitation style of movie that I've not seen yet. This one's interesting because it's actually put out by Funimation. I don't know if I can show you the back of. Yeah, I don't think I can show you the back of this case. Robogeisha is an orgy of WTF. The twisted geniuses behind the Machine Girl and Tokyo Gore Police present a tale of sibling rivalry, chainsaw faces, machine gun boobs, and butt blades. Kiki Yakio is a geisha known for her glamour and grace. Yoshi is her abused sister, banished into the shadows when a mysterious corporation transforms their soft bodies into murderous machines. The rival vixens rush toward an ultra-violent final confrontation. So that's what's going on here. Yeah, haven't seen this one yet. Sounds like a lot of fun. I do believe this has a Blu-ray, but I found this at a store. I think it was in Rhythm section, and it just seemed fun. And I was like, well, while in Rome, I'll just pick this up. But have not watched it yet. Would not complain if that gets picked for 31 for 31. So I do think it seems fun. Also weird is by Funimation. Rock and Rolla, Guy Ritchie. I think this movie is decent. I wouldn't mind rewatching it. I think the soundtrack to this movie is great. Like the licensed soundtrack, a lot of great selection of music in this movie. But in terms for the movie itself, it's been a while since I've seen it. It's got an early Tom Hardy performance. Gerard Butler's kind of in the lead. I just haven't seen it in a long time. Would not mind rewatching it because I do remember enjoying it, but Rock and Rolla, 2008. Then we got Rockstar. This is the movie I kind of grew up with. Mark Wahlberg becomes the lead singer of a band, and is his journey to rise in stardom. Also has Jennifer Aniston in it. Timothy Spall is in it too, because he plays like the band's manager. Steel Dragon, that's right. Yeah, it's goofy, but it's got some good moments for sure. I think Rockstar's decent. Also, if you grew up with a mom who was like obsessed with hair metal, that's also another reason why this movie will stay with me forever. Rocket Man, big fan of this movie, kind of. I'm a big fan of Harlan Williams. This movie did kind of grow on me. There is a Blu-ray of this. It is a Disney Movie Club exclusive. So whenever I sign up for that, I will be selling Rocket Man DVD, so we can have Rocket Man in the actual aspect ratio it's supposed to be in, and not cut off 4:3. And then we can actually have the movie we're supposed to see. So I'm going to actually label this as could be sold until we get the Blu-ray. I gave it a 4 out of 10, but it's like an enjoyable 4 out of 10. I might have bumped it to a 5 in the weird movies my wife makes me watch video I did on this, but I'm going to keep it around like a 4 or a 5. But with that being said, I would watch this again. If like tomorrow night or something, if my wife was like, "You want to watch Rocket Man?" I'd be like, "Yeah, okay." You know what I mean? Like, I would watch this again. We got Rocky Digibook, which I know the Blu-ray's over here. So I took it on vacation with us because I figured my grandpa would probably enjoy it. You know what the funny... I mean, he likes Rocky. I know he would enjoy it. But you know what the funny thing is the cabin we stayed on vacation was like, we have a home theater, so you can watch movies right here. And they provided some movies, but they were like real generic. Like they had Smurfs Lost Village, which is why we ended up watching that. Cloudy the Chance of Meatballs, that was destroyed to hell. And a couple other movies I can't think off the top of my head. I think it was like one of them was like Despicable Me, and you know what I mean. But I knew this going in that they would have it, so I took a variety of DVD and Blu-ray in case it was only DVD. And we went to go watch a movie, me and my wife, and we realized, oh man, the projector's like burnt to shit. Like it shot to shit. The image was like, if you were like, was like there was like a pocket of like orange like this that took up like half the screen, and whoever had calibrated the settings really did a poor job of calibrating it. It also, the projector they had did not fit the screen size they had. It was too big to fit the screen size. Actually, what it is more than anything is set too far back, and the projector being a cheapo projector, because this is like, it was basically, it's not on brand like Walmart carries, but it was one of those kind of brands that I've seen in store before, and they're really cheap. They're not very good. So yeah, so we decided that we would probably not watch anything else, and that's why we ended up watching the Smurfs Lost Village instead, because we thought, well, if we're gonna have a bad experience, we might as well watch something dumb, and that's what we did. Sound system was amazing though. They actually had like real. I can't remember how big of a sound system it was, but they had like a legit surround sound system recessed in the wall. That's the thing, is they did everything right except for the projector, the most important part, or the one of the most important parts. Because I would argue that probably the projector is the most important, but the sound is also very important. They had stadium style seating. They had, what I mean by that was, it was 2 rows of 4 recliners, uh, movie recliner chairs. You know what I mean? You've seen them. And the back row was on a riser, so they were actually like well positioned. The sound in the room was good. It wasn't very echoey for the theater side of things. The screen was nice, but the projector sucked. They just they needed to invest in an actually like solid projector. I get why they don't, but they should. If you're gonna do everything else right, you might as well do that right. Rocky, yeah. I went on a tangent there. What year is Rocky from? 76. I knew it was 70s. Wasn't entirely sure. Been a while since I've seen Rocky. I actually wouldn't mind rewatching Rocky. It's been a while. Got the digibook of that bad boy. That's the only Rocky I own. I wouldn't mind getting some of the other ones. My thing is, like, I'm not a big sports movie fan, even if it is boxing. So I have like a hard time wanting to actually buy them. But next up we have Rocky Horror Picture Show 4K Steelbook. This is my wife's. We actually own Rocky Horror Picture Show on a couple different releases, because my wife has a problem. She loves this movie. I finally watched it with her, and it's not for me. That's all I'll say. It's not my thing. If my wife would want to watch it again with me, I would watch it with her, because she watches all the dumb shit I watch. Not saying her movie's dumb shit. I'm just saying my stuff is dumb shit, and she watches it with me. So I would watch her stuff with her too, if she wants to. But yeah, not a big fan of this one. Just, I'm not big on musicals to begin with, but that one is. Wait, was that a 1-disc 4K release? I don't think this is 4K. I think it's just regular Blu-ray. Anything in here going to tell me if you're... No? Okay. I don't know. Let's find out. It doesn't say 4K on the disc. It just says Blu-ray, but I could have sworn this is a 4K Blu-ray. See, I own this one. I owned it before me and her got together, and I just never watched it. So this is the one we own. Okay, it's just Blu-ray. Interesting. I thought this was 4K. Rocky Horror Picture Show not have a 4K? Huh, it doesn't look like it. That's interesting. You figure that one would be all over. 45th anniversary Steelbook. Steel Lobo. Yeah, you think I would have 4K by now. Roger Rabbit 25th Anniversary Edition, a movie I grew up with. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? It's still good, honestly. Like, we rewatched it not super duper long ago, and yeah, stuff still looks decent. It still looks like it's blended pretty well together. It's not super duper noticeable in that sense. Who Framed 88? It's a lot of fun. It's a little bit more adult than I remember it being as a kid. For obvious reasons, I would suppose. But yeah, this was a movie that like lived in our VHS player when I was a kid. I know it's got a short film on it. Roger Rabbit shorts, Tummy Trouble, Roller Coaster Rabbit, Trail Mix Up. Okay, so '89. I just wonder if they're all around the same. Roller Coaster Rabbit 90, 89, 90, 93, 89, 90. I'll just do this. 1989. All right, easy enough. I think it was Tummy Trouble played before the movie on VHS, I think. I can't remember. I was going to say no to all these, though. All right. Room. Not The Room, but Room. Brie Larson. It's one of Brie Larson's better movies, in my opinion. I think as an actress, she's kind of all over the place. I feel like she might be one of those actresses that really needs a director to, like, get her there, I guess, in a weird way. But this is a good movie. It's got some good moments. Roma by Criterion. I've yet to rewatch this. I'm not gonna lie, when I first watched it, I was not a big fan of it. The one thing that I liked was the cinematography. I thought the cinematography was really good, but I just could not get into this movie at all. And it's one of those movies where I was like, I can completely understand why people like this movie. I can see a lot of the artistry that's in this movie, but I just could not connect with it. So I've always wanted to revisit it and just never have. But I did pick it up on Blu-ray because FOMO, I guess. Criterion put out Criterion put out some Netflix movies like all at once. And because they were doing that, I was like, oh, I'm going to get them because what if Netflix decides to get rid of them or something? They disappear. And so I bought, I got Roma along with like Marriage Story and The Irishman. But I've yet to rewatch it. Rosemary's Baby, Criterion. Movie's fantastic. I have opinions about Roman Polanski as a person, as a director. He makes good movies, but he's a creep and he's a weirdo in my opinion. But I think Rosemary's Baby is fantastic. Very good movie. I know the Criterion used to go for a lot. I don't know if it still does. I'm going to look. It used to go for a lot when, is it Lionsgate, Universal, whoever owned Paramount, they took the rights back to it when the licensing was up. And when they did that, the Criterion went sky high, and they did reprint, like re-release it. It's pricier. Sealed is going for like 70, $80. Used is going for like more 40 to 50, it looks like. But I'm going to keep mine. I'm just going to keep it. Speaking of which, I need to see if there's special features on these. No on Roma. I mean, yeah, there's special features, but no films packaged in with it. Here's one. Where am I at? Okay, I'm over here. So we have Kamida, a feature-length documentary. You're not gonna give me the year. 2012. It's a documentary on the composer. See, it's like stuff like that. It's like cool that is like included with other releases. Like I bet you that one's not on the Paramount release. Let's find out. Nope. Rosemary's Baby. Okay, 4K 55th anniversary release. If it's not on there, how is it not going to give us? Okay, it's not going to show us the back. They're going to give us special features. Okay, normally they tell you like what special features and stuff are on here. It'd be crazy if it was like none, wouldn't it? Whatever. Rot. This is a movie given to me by a buddy. I did make a review on this. It's a movie. How do I explain this movie? It is a movie about a girl who is a necrophilia who works for a morgue who catches a disease from a corpse that slowly melts them from the inside out, that rots them from the inside out. And she gives it to her boyfriend. And yeah, it's a movie. I'd probably keep it because it's really unique. I don't know if I'd watch it again. I don't know. Plus, a buddy got it for me, right? But like, it's definitely a movie. You know what I mean? It's weird. We got The Rover. I can't remember if there was a "the" there or not. Fantastic movie. Guy Pearce, Robert Patty. This is the movie that turned my opinion on Robert Pattinson. There was. It's also directed by. Okay, he's barking. David McCod, who also did Animal Kingdom. He also did another movie here recently. Lamb, what are you barking at? The King. That's what I'm thinking of, right? What is he barking at? I'll look on the camera. Yeah, The King was one of his recent movies. It's been on my watch list. I just haven't watched it yet. Not a ton of stuff he's done. I personally, though, I thought The Rover was really, really good. I thought it was great. 6.4. I gave it a 9. I'd probably still lean toward a 9 out of 10. I think this movie's fantastic. Big fan of it. Let me see what he's barking at. If there's anything going on outside. No, there isn't. So who knows what he's barking at. Yeah, really, really good. One of my favorite movies of 2014. I'm telling you, man, 2014 was the year. But yeah, this was a movie that turned my opinion on Robert Patty, where I was like, I saw him in the movie cover, and I was like, man, I really want to see this, but like Robert Pattinson sucks. He was Edward in Twilight, right? And Twilight movies are terrible. And then I watched this, and I was like, holy shit, he can act. Like he can really act. And yeah, been a fan of him ever since. I think he's made some really great indie stuff. The Royal Tenenbaums, Wes Anderson, really enjoyable. I love Wes Anderson. I haven't really seen a movie of his yet that I haven't liked for some reason or another. I definitely have seen some that I like less than others, but for the most part, he's been very consistently good. And the Royal Tenenbaums is good. I feel like there's a short film with this one though. It's not. If it's in here, it's not listed on the back. The Rundown with The Walk and Sean William Scott. I have not seen this in a. Jesus. Well, apparently it's a 2-disc set. It's a DVD Blu-ray combo pack, and it just launched out at me. Anyway, I have not seen this in a while, like a while, but I would not mind rewatching it. There's a little like section of the Walk movies that from like the early 2000s that I'll probably like hold nostalgic forever. You know what I mean? And this is one of them. It's like the Rundown, Walking Tall. I guess Faster's not that early. Scorpion King. You know, there's movies. They're just movies that from that era with the Walk. God damn. We have the 3 Ronan Kenshin movies. Um yeah, I need to actually just sit down and blaze through these. I've seen the first one and that's all I've seen so far. Um I need to sit down and watch these because I think there's more of them that are on my watch lists before we get to make my best of list. But yeah, I really liked the first movie. I just haven't got around to watching it yet. I mean, watching the other 2 yet. Okay, what year are you though? Why really? Why do you have all the other information except for the year? You know, 2012. They do a reboot of Rurouni Kenshin, like anime. I'm gonna make sure it's just a 2-disc. Slipcase. Huh, they did. That's interesting. Wonder why. Haven't rated original Rurouni Kenshin because I've never finished the series, the original series. I've watched a lot of it, but I've never finished it. See, there's. All right, let's just type in Rurouni Kenshin because I'm curious now what all movies there are. There's part 1. There's this final chapter. There's part 2. The legend ends. Final chapter, part 2, the beginning. There's like so many of them. Is the legend ends the last one? Yeah, the legend ends is the last one. So the last 2 movies are both 2014. That's interesting. What about you? What special features do you have? Okay. And then Rurouni Kenshin Part 3, The Legend Ends, 2014. All right, real quick. So is it just final chapter and then is there like another one? Sorry, I'm like looking real quick. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Is it all the same actor for all of it? It is. Okay, that's cool. They're all probably fairly well rated. Yeah, I'll just have to start them at some point. Last from this bookcase in this pile is Rushmore, ending off with Wes Anderson. Really good, really enjoyable. I like Rushmore quite a bit. 2003, right? No, 98. What the fuck? What was I thinking? Okay, it doesn't look like a short film. All right, I'll put this up and we'll grab some more stuff. Gotta move stuff around. All right. That was an ordeal. We got Safe, Jason Statham. This is one of my favorite Statham movies. I think it's just a really good action movie, honestly. Okay, it's a double. It's a double. All right, we got Sailor Suit and Machine Gun. I've yet to watch this, but I do think it looks really good. I do want to watch this sometime soon. This is another one that I think would be really nice if it got picked for 31 for 31 if I don't watch it beforehand. I doubt I will, though. You know? Put the ear on the back of stuff. Why don't you put the ear on the back of stuff? Especially like Arrow. I feel like Arrow, of all things, should be putting the year of stuff on the back. 81. All right, we got Saint Bernard. This is a movie that I've wanted to make a video on for a little while now, and I just haven't. At some point, I would like to. Don't know if it's going to happen, but I would still like to. I think Saint Bernard is a very weird fever dream of a movie that not a lot of people know about, and they probably maybe should. I don't know. It's interesting. Is it 2018? Yeah. It's an interesting movie, that's to say the least. Really fun behind the scenes features, though. We got Saint Maud. Hey, Maud. Why you sainting over here? It's good. Saint Maud's a decent, I don't know if you'd call it a possession movie. Maybe. Tired. It's good. I don't think it'll make my best of 2021 list, but it has potential. I'll definitely rewatch it beforehand. Sallow, or the 120 Days of Gomorrah. This is a movie that is not a pleasant watch by any means. Very grody. Very gross, but I guess culturally impactful for what it's worth. It's good though. I think there's actually like some good like things here. There's some really good visuals. In terms of like cinematography, like there's like some moments that really will stick out to me forever, you know what I mean? Some say that this is what got him killed. It's because of the outrage of this movie. Somebody killed him over it. Let's read real quick. Let's get edumacated here real quick. Paolo Pasolini. He's made other movies I want to see. I just haven't. But let's learn real quick. Pasolini was murdered, possibly assassinated, on November 2nd, 1975, at the beach in Ostia, Rome, Italy. He had been run over several times by his own car. Multiple bones were broken, and his testicles were crushed by what appeared to be a metal bar. An autopsy revealed that his body had been purposely burned with gasoline after his death. The crime was long viewed as a mafia-style revenge killing, one of extremely unlikely to have been carried out by only one person. Pasolini was buried in Carsa. Other evidence uncovered in 2005 suggests that Pasolini had been murdered by an extortionist. Testimony by his friend Sergio Cidi indicated that some of the rolls of the film Salò or the 120 Day Sodom had been stolen, and that Pasolini planned to meet with the thieves. What? Thieves on 75. Oh, they talking about like film rolls? Sweden. Uncovered the evidence, including a bloody wooden stick, and eyewitness who said saw a group of men pull Cellini from the car. Interesting. Huh. It was his last movie, but that is interesting. Arabian Nights I've heard good things about. Huh. Okay. All right. The Salvation, Mad Mikkelsen. Western, pretty good. Has some good like moments in it for sure. I definitely liked it. I would watch it again. You know, I'm not gonna lie. Going through this, is this another 2014? Damn, 2014. I'm telling you, was stacked. What a year for film. But yeah. Anyway, going through this, there's a lot of movies. I'm like, man, I want to watch it again. I want to watch it again. I want to watch it again. Samurai Cop 1 and 2. I've not seen these yet. I've not heard amazing things about either of these. I've heard Samurai Cop is a lot better than Samurai Cop 2. But yeah, I've not watched either of these, so that could be a fun double feature for a 31 for 31 episode. I've always wanted to see these, just haven't. Samurai Cop 2, how's that typed out? Okay. I can imagine the sequel is going to be very good. Well, this is like another example. I've had these for a long time and just never watched them. Samurai Marathon, picked up Big Lots for $5 if you can't tell by the sticker. I've not watched this one yet. This is one that my wife actually said she would want to watch, which I think is interesting. By the director of Candyman. What? Samurai Marathon. Like the remake Candyman? No, oh shit, the OG Candyman. That's like amazing. Well, that's interesting. That is interesting. I've heard good things about this. We caught the trailer before another movie, and that was when my wife was like, "Oh, I kind of want to see that." I'm like, "Okay, cool." You know, I was like, "I also want to see that." So I found it Big Lots for $5, but the sticker won't come off the slipcase, which is super disappointing. And I haven't tried the Goo Gone trick yet. I guess you're not going to be on the back. 2019, it's up there. All right, The Sandlot, classic, one of those movies I could watch at 93 over and over again. Santa Sangre by Alejandro Jodorowsky. Really good, really enjoyable. I know Severin did a 4K of this. I have not decided to double dip yet. Maybe one day. Seriously, why is it so hard to put the fucking year on the back of these things? Why is that so hard? 89. I like Santa Sangre, though. It's a really strange movie. It's good, though. Okay, so it looks like there's several things on this one. There's Forget Everything You've Ever Seen, The World of Santa Sangre. There's this. That is a mouthful of a title. From 2011. On Santa Sangre release. Then there's, after that, there's For 1 Week Only. Then there's a lot, I'm telling you. Goyo Cardenas Spree Killer. (2010). The short film. I'm not done yet. There's a lot on here, man. Blink Hodorowski. It's not going to put it on here, is it? We'll just do the NA. I don't know why sometimes, like, why short films aren't on IMDb. Check. You're not going to be on here either, are you? All right. Jeez, Pete. A lot on there. Then we have Satin Tango, however you want to pronounce this. This is the 7.5 hour movie. I've seen it once. Don't think I'm going to watch it again. But I have seen it. 439 minutes. I have watched it. I've watched the entire thing. I watched it in 2 days because I don't hate myself that much to sit through it all in once, but I have seen it. Arbelos. It's also a 2-disc set. Let me just make sure that date on the back of there is right. 94, yep. Good year. This is a hard movie to sit through, but there is some amazing cinematography. This scene, they're just walking down the street and all this trash is blowing, is really good. They're just, like I said, some beautiful cinematography, but man, it is a long watch. Saving Private Ryan, Steelbook. Honestly, one of the better war movies ever made. I gave it originally a 10 out of 10, but it's probably more of a 9. I'd have to rewatch it, but it's probably closer to a 9 than a 10. It's really good, though. Also, for anybody wondering, early Tom Hardy role in that. What year was Private Ryan? 98. I was like, I'm not sure. Also, Vin Diesel, right? It's kind of what kickstarted Vin Diesel's career, right? Saving Private Ryan, I'm pretty sure it was. These last two kind of go together. We have the Saw movie collection, 8-film movie collection, and then we have Jigsaw. Now, the reason why I got this, both of these were in the Walmart $7.98 Blu-ray bin, including this one. But the reason why I got this is because I didn't think Jigsaw was in this, and I thought, well, if I'm going to get this steelbook, I might as well get Jigsaw, and then I have the complete thing, right? But Jigsaw's included on this, but look how they did the back of this. They did the back of this. All the Saw movies is this line right here. Those are all the Saw movies. And then Jigsaw's down here by itself. So I just thought it wasn't included. So I double dipped on Jigsaw. But I gotta admit, that steelbook is sick. Like, that is a really sick steelbook. When it comes to the Saw movies, I really think the first 3 are the only good ones. And I do think they get worse as they go in terms of 1 through 3. If you want to see the back of the steelbook, because I did keep I've started keeping these pieces with the steelbooks. I haven't done them for all of them, but I have started. It looks like we are 1, 2, 3, 4 discs of the Saw from the Saw collection. But yeah, in terms of movies, like, I don't know, they get really bad as they go. I think I've seen all of them. I'm pretty sure I've seen all of them. I know I've seen Jigsaw. I haven't seen Spiral yet, though, and I don't know if I care to see Saw X. I know I've seen 3D. I know I've seen 4. It's 5 and 6 are the ones I'm not 100% sure of. Okay, so I've not seen 6. I've seen 5. Okay, so I am missing 6. 6 is the Saw movie I haven't seen yet. I should have left that open. So yeah, I've not seen 6 yet. All right, so we got Saw. I think Saw 1 is actually a really good horror movie. I think it works very well. For 8 movie collection steelbook. Saw 2. 2006. Saw 2 has a really good moment, though. It's the needle pit moment. If you've seen Saw 2, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I think is really good. Saw 3. Don't ask me why I'm doing things a certain way. I don't have an answer for you. What year was Saw 3? Saw 3 was 2006. Saw 2 was 2005. I forgot they pump these things out like every year. All right, Saw 4, 2007, Man, they did not miss a year, did they? Like, from the first year, they just kept going with it. Saw 5, 2008. Wow, they really didn't miss. Saw 6, the 2009 too. Man, it was. That's crazy to me they didn't miss like a single year. And then saw the final chapter. Is that 3D? Okay, so it is Saw 3D. Okay. That's what I thought. Wanted to make sure. God, that scared me. Movies fell down on the shelf. Scared the hell out of me. All right, so this is going to be the first time we have a double movie situation. Now go back. Jigsaw, 2017. Well, we're gonna have two movies in two different releases. So I'm gonna figure out how to do this. Blu-ray, and how many? Do it that way. Guess we could do it that way, right? I don't think I've had another duplicate yet. Actually, I'll put that in the notes. I don't think I've had a duplicate copy yet. Honestly, I could probably sell Jigsaw, but man, that, like I said, that steelbook is sick. But in reality, it could probably go. All right, we got Sawdust and Tinsel, another Ingmar Bergman. I don't know what this movie is really about, but that is one of the most stunning poster cover artworks I've ever seen. 1953. Sawdust and Tinsel. I don't know if that's what I originally said. I might have said sawdust and tinfoil, knowing my stupid brain. Not a lot of special features on this one. But yeah, looks good. Here's Scalps. This one can go. Not worth watching. Another one of those video nasties, just not very good. Scalps. Not gonna tell me the year, are you? '83. '20th anniversary deluxe edition. Yeah, not very good. Not a fan of it. That one can go. I'll never watch it again. Scarface. Oh, that was Scott Pilgrim. This is a prime example of those comic book casings being really ill-fitting for this movie. You know, it's really ill-fitting for Scarface. Blu-ray DVD combo. Scarface is great though. It's really good. Brian De Palma. Classic gangster movie. What year are you from? 83. Another 83. Two Steelbook. All right, we got The Scary of 61st in this really cool box case. Interesting premise for a movie, poor execution for said movie, in my opinion. This was a movie that seemed really interesting. It's about a girl and her, is it her friend or boyfriend? I can't remember now, but I think it's just her friend. Move into an apartment that used to be Jeffrey Epstein's, and a lot of craziness starts to happen, but it is not the best. I was not a huge fan of this one. I thought it was kind of disappointing. Okay, it looks like they're short film. But yeah, this one can go in the sell pile. Although it was a cool cover, like a cool case. I got it as part of a birthday gift. My grandparents, my mom just gave me some money because they knew I was going to order some stuff offline, so they just gave me some money toward my order. But you know, is what it is. Schindler's List, one of the ultimate feel bad movies. Really good. Come on now. There it goes. Jeezy Pete's. That would not come out. Yeah, it's really good. Great visuals. One of Steven Spielberg's probably most mature movies. Obviously, he's dealing with, and I mean mature as in like, I don't know. I guess like I think of all the other Spielberg movies I've seen, and they have. This is probably the most devoid of Spielbergisms, if that makes any sense. I don't know how else to describe what I'm like trying to say here, other than that. But yeah, I think the movie's really good. Voices from the List. What it comes with. But yeah, very personal. 2004. Very personal movie, you can tell, for Spielberg. Yeah, really good stuff. We got Scooby-Doo WrestleMania Mystery original movie, fantastic, absolutely unhinged and hilarious. I caught this on Boomerang one day when we was doing laundry at my grandma's back when we lived. Our apartment, we didn't have a washer and dryer, and instead of going to the laundromat and spending an insane amount of money, my grandma let us come to her house to do laundry while we lived there. And one of the days we flipped through channels and I saw cartoon wrestlers, and I was like, the fuck? And then I saw Scooby-Doo, and then I was like, all right, I'm interested. And so we sit down and watched it, and it was hilarious. You can tell the DVD to this has been chewed up, while the Blu-ray had been like completely untouched. I bought this used at a Half Price Books, so don't know why they bought the combo if they're only going to use the DVD, but I'll take it. It's very funny moment with John Cena. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. The Scorpion King 5-movie collection. Found this at Big Lots for like $5 and was like, okay. The Scorpion King, I thought this could make a funny video in the future. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Also, I have a copy of the Scorpion King PS2 for a screen to console episode, so there's that as well. But yeah, these movies, like, it's amazing to me they cranked out 5 of these things, because like I just can't even imagine, you know what I mean? Like, just making so many of these. It's really funny. Like, I don't understand how they ended up doing that, but here we are. So it's like they made more of these than they did the fucking Mummy. You know what I mean? I have seen the first one. Haven't I? I can't remember. Did I rate it? It's rated, so I know I haven't seen any of the other ones. Scorpion King 2. Rise of a Warrior. I wonder, like, if it just instantly goes to straight to like video quality. I feel like it does, right? King 3. Dave Bautista's in the third one. What is this one called? Battle for Redemption. Ron Perlman's in that one too. I'm trying not to look at the score quite yet. 2012. That is not Lou Ferrigno for. It is. That is crazy. 2015. I just can't believe they just kept making these fucking things. And then the last but not least, Scorpion King. Book of Souls. Okay, it still has the in the title. It just doesn't on the poster. 2018. Alright, let's look at these scores real quick, because I am curious. We got the Scorpion King 1 with a whopping 5.5. Did this thing make gangbusters money-wise? I don't think it did. It barely did. Okay, made $91 million on a $60 million budget. That's not very good. 180 million worldwide is not bad though. Then we have number 2 at a nice 3.8. That looks like it is Randy Couture. I was like, that looks like Randy Couture. It is. Okay. We have no budget or information. I guess not even playing the trailer here. Then we have Scorpion King 3 Battle for Redemption, a 3.7. With our friend Dave Bautista. Kimbo Slices in this? What the fuck? Oh, these are going to be good. Ron Perlman. Love my boy, the Pearl. Billy Zane is in this one. Okay. Then we have Scorpion King 4, a nice 4.1. It went up. We also get access to Lou Ferrigno and Rutger Hauer. So that's interesting. All right. And then we have Book of Souls at a 4.6. So we climb back up. Zach McGowan. You seem familiar. We also don't have any big names in this one. This guy looks familiar. Terminator Salvation, Dracula Untold. Okay, so is he just shown up in movies? Walking Dead, he was in there. All right, he might just be someone who shows up, but I feel like there was something in particular that I was like, there it is, Shameless. Jodie Silverman and Shameless. That's what it is. Yep, he was the guy that got into the relationship with the Cusack's character, Joan Cusack's character. Her name's Joan, right? Am I confusing names here? Yeah, Joan Cusack. Why would you name your kids John and Joan? But yeah, Sheila, that was her name. I'm almost positive of it. All right, back to this. Scott Pilgrim versus the World, fantastic movie, really, really good. Love Edgar Wright. Really enjoyable. This could also be a screen to console episode in the future. I just don't have or own a copy of Scott Pilgrim versus the World. The game. Obviously, I own the movie. I've seen the movie a couple times. Really good. 8.5 out of 10, somewhere around there. I just wanted to double check that it was a Blu-ray DVD combo wombo, and it is. All right. Seconds. A Criterion I've not seen. I've had this for a long time. I thought this just looked interesting. When I was diving into Criterion collection back in the day, and just haven't watched it yet. What do we have for commentary? I mean, for special features, no shorts or anything. All right, Secret Life of Walter Mitty. This to me is a feel-good movie. I have seen this movie an insane amount of times, honestly. It's a 9 out of 10 for me, dog. It's not a perfect movie. It has some tropes, some things that it can go a little bit sillier and sometimes try to be a little bit too. Pretty sure this one's not a 2014 banger. It can go a little bit too try to be a little bit too serious at some points, but in the whole grand scheme of things, there's something about this movie that is just like a warm blanket to me that I can just endlessly rewatch this movie. I love it. I don't know. I love this movie. Really, really good. Definitely recommend it. Yeah, just Like I said, I just always feel comfortable watching that movie. Like it picks me up. Something about it. We got The Secret World of Arrietty or Arrietty. Yeah, I think it's Arrietty. I always butcher the name until I rewatch it and they say her name in it. It's really good. I really like this one a lot. If it's not my top 5 studio movies, it's got to be right around the outside of it. You're not going to tell me the year. Why? I think it's like 2008, though. It's one of the newer ones. 2010. I was close. But I think it's a fantastic movie. Really fun world to explore. Great characters. Really enjoy it. Okay. Seven, one of the best like detective movies ever made, detective thrillers, if you will. Really, really good. Really great performances. Really great. I don't know if you want to call it like misdirection, but misdirection, I guess. Yeah, really good. I love Seven. Seven Samurai, one of the best movies ever made. I think this movie is fantastic. Just really, really good. This is on our bucket list movies, so it'd be a good excuse to rewatch it. It is 3.5 hours long. So it is a commitment that when you go, you know what, today I'm going to watch Seven Samurai, you are committing quite a bit of time to that. I did recommend this on the Criterion video I made with Dylan England as like 5 must criterions you must own or must watch. I actually think in terms of cinema, in terms of movies, this is a movie that you absolutely should watch. It should be on a bucket list for movies. And I also think if you're a fan of action movies or Asian cinema, Japanese cinema, you have to watch it. There's no like skipping it. It is probably the most influential action movie ever made, and it is really good. Also, on top of that, I do want to rewatch it. I don't know what I was going to say. This one, I'd be surprised if there isn't some kind of like documentary or something. There's a 2-hour conversation with Akira Kurosawa. Okay, no, not like any like special things like that. Let me put this stack up. All right, The Seventh Seal, more Ingmar Bergman that I have yet to watch. Yeah, I'll get there. You know, I will get there eventually. That's not right. Oh, that's not right. Any commentary? Bergman Island. So there is a documentary here. It's funny because there's actually another movie called Bergman Island too that just came out. Like Tim Roth. Yeah, this. This is the one we're looking for. Yeah, that's the one we're looking for. All right. We got My Shitty Movie, Shadow in Life on DVD and Blu-ray. I hold it in my collection, man. I got these printed up. If you want to buy your own copy, There's links to an eBay page where you can buy them from if you're interested. They're limited to 50 copies a piece. But yeah, so I have. They're all signed by cast and crew too, for what it's worth. But yeah, I've had this. We made this a while ago, back in. Oh my god, I can kick myself in the ass. I also did not put the date on the back of these. I also did not put the date on the back. What a turd I am. What an absolute turd. So what year did we release that? I'll just go off the YouTube date. This movie is on YouTube, but it got I think it got big time shadow banned because of the content. 2020, because of the certain amount of content that's in the film. Uh-oh. Yeah, I've seen it. But yeah, anyway, I can't believe I didn't put the year on it. Well, I'm an idiot. Uh, Still to this day, really proud with how this turned out. There's definitely a lot of things I would want to change and do differently if I did it again, but still pretty proud of myself and the crew for putting this out. So if you want to watch it on YouTube, it is on YouTube. Anyway, Shallow Grave. This is a well, I think it might be Danny Boyle's first film, if not one of his first films. I've not seen this, but I've always wanted to. Carrie Condon's in it, along with Ewan McGregor. I just haven't watched it yet. I think my wife wants to watch this too, so maybe we should watch it sometime. There's a documentary, The Making of, but I'm going to consider that a behind the scenes rather than a separate thing, because it also doesn't say feature length. I don't know. I'm inconsistent with it. I'll put it that way. Shame, 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 shame. I actually saw a scene from this the other day on Instagram, and it made me want to rewatch the movie. I've not watched it in a while. Carey Mulligan, Michael Fassbender, directed by Steve McQueen. I think it's fantastic. I think it's a really good movie, and I would like to rewatch it. Is it 2011 or 12? There's two different dates on the back of this. Okay, 2011, Blu-ray, DVD. But yeah, I would like to rewatch this at some point. It's good though. It's good. The Shape of Water, a furry movie winning a Best Picture, directed by Del Toro. It's good. It's not my favorite Del Toro thing, but I'm happy he got to win an Oscar for it. I'd give the film a 7 out of 10, closer to a 6.5 than a 7.5, because I do halves. But I think the film is still good. It's just not my favorite thing he's done. Shark Tale. This is a masterpiece of animation. No joke. This will be a screen to console one day. But outside of that, I think this movie is absolutely a banger. For multiple reasons. I think it is both ironically and unironically funny at the same time. I think the animation is horrendously hilarious. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of just love this movie. It's not very good, but it's also really good at the same time. You know what I mean? It's all over the place. It's funny. Shaun of the Dead. This one also works with the comic book kind of style. Uh, like I said, huge fan of Edgar Wright's movies. Really a big fan of the Cornetto trilogy. Personally, I think Hot Fuzz is my favorite of the three, but I have seen all three of them probably too many times, to be honest with you. Probably more times than need to be. Shaun of the Dead, I think, is 2004, right? Yeah. Then the last from this little stack is The Shawshank Redemption, one of the best movies ever made. I think The Shawshank Redemption is... It's one of those movies that I think is like The Godfather, where it's like everybody loves this movie and for good reason. I also think this is a 94. Yep, good year. Really good stuff. I'm curious to see if Frank Darabont would ever come back and like actually direct like a regular movie again. I don't know what he's doing, because he did The Walking Dead for a while. I don't know if he's done anything since. It doesn't look like it. Did 4 episodes for Mob City, and that's it. How do you go from like this to Shawshank to Green Mile into The Mist, you know? How do you pull that off? What's the Majestic? I heard of this. 27 on Metacritic. Yikes. Yeah, not heard of that. That actually sounds kind of interesting. But yeah, so that's where I'm going to bounce for today. We are up to 1,101. We are also starting on the third bookcase. We are a little bit more than halfway through the first shelf, but I don't really have time to finish out the next part of that shelf. And then we have 3.5 more shelves. So basically 4 shelves in total to do. Most of the cases have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 shelves. So we're getting there. That's the important part, is we're getting there. We're slowly but surely getting there. So thanks everybody for hanging out. I will catch y'all on the next one. Bye everybody.